So I'm Robb Zbierski. I'm a speaker, instructor, and personal coach with Freedom Personal Development. We're based out of Madison, Wisconsin. I live right here in Arlington.
No, I didn't know you were in Wisconsin.
Yeah, our company's headquartered up in Madison. We've got people spread across the country. I happen to live here in the Chicago area, conveniently close to O'Hare, which works well for me. We moved down here with the intention of doing a ton more work in Chicago, and it helps being 15 minutes in the airport, I come to find out.
Yeah.
So we do personal and professional development training programs. So we do things like memory training, speed reading, attitude, goal setting, time management, helping people learn different ways to literally train their brain to be more successful at everything that they do. So I tell people that I fly around the country teaching people how to be a better version of themselves.
So extremely rewarding.
Yeah, I sleep okay at night. It's totally rewarding. Meet a ton of people, spend anywhere from a tiny amount to a very extended amount of time helping people just get a better handle on what's going on, where they can improve if they're up for it, right? Complacency is my biggest competitor. If they're game, we got a pretty proven track record of helping people grow.
So how do you get people to show up and show up big to these events and trainings?
Yep. So we do it in a multitude of different ways. I do in-house programs with organizations. Oftentimes we'll host some type of introductory event. I ironically got one coming up in December here at 25N in Arlington. So we'll do like an hour, 60 to 90 minute introductory education program. Just help people understand kind of what's going on in their noodle. Different ways that your brain is actually hardwired to get in your way. And we talk about different strategies that you can use that are designed to help overcome your unhelpful default settings, get your brain working for you instead of against you. And then from there, a lot of people will say, okay, this has been awesome. Like, I got to give me some more of this. And so then we have a bunch of ongoing resources that are available. So we've got books, we've got online learning, we've got live events, we've got coaching, we've got additional workshops that we offer. So there's kind of that's the main way that we get people in, and then from the public standpoint. And then we do a lot of work at an individual corporate level. I do a ton of work with dentists. I do a lot of work in dentistry. I've been traveling. Marriott and United love me in the last 45 days because I think I've had 6 or 8 different programs with dental study clubs all over the country.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. It's really interesting. They're a ton of fun to work.
So these are progressive events, or would you say they're just kind of like niche? If you want to do this, go to this one, this, go to that one, or do you have like a track for people to follow?
Yes, is the answer. No, yeah. So we got some events. Some programs are skill-based events, right? You go, you spend anywhere from 2 to 8 hours with us. We teach you a skill set. We teach you how to memory training, right? We'll go in and we'll do a 2-hour program, and people are walking out of there with the goods. Like, they understand how to use their memory in the way it's designed to be used, to remember things like lists and numbers and names and client details, patient details, whatever, presentation skills. And then we've got some ongoing resources. So if they say this has been great, but I want to keep practicing, we've got some online learning. We've got 8 or 10 hours of content. But most people say, I got 10-hour memory training. Let's do this. They're like, let's baby step this thing. Let's just hold on. So that's just in one. But the goal setting or the time management, that's more of I don't want to call it a snapshot, but we've got a proven workshop type format where you come in, we teach you the skills, you leave, and you've got the skills, and you continue to cultivate them and make them a part of your life. And then from there, some people they need more help, and so that's where our coaching really comes in. Is we help people who've identified that there's more out there for them, and they just can't get there on their own, which is totally normal. Human beings, by design, aren't created to figure it out on their own. We need help, and so that's what we do. We help people identify what do you really want, why is it important to you, and what do we need to do to get there.
That's great. So this sounds great for like presentations. For the people here, I know that I'll practice a presentation or what I want to say, and then you get up in front of the people and
you totally don't say it.
You're like,
Yep.
It's just like a not as good version of what you wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
So tell us about the training that you did here. Was there a specific group from our co-working membership, or did you bring people from the outside in? It sounds like something.
Yeah, we brought, in this case, the one we did recently, we did a memory training workshop here. It was open to the public. It was run through the chamber. There's another member here. And so what we did is we did an intro program, and half the people in the room said, "This is awesome. I won't give me some more of this." And so yeah, we basically went through, over the course of 3 sessions, we went through the entire curriculum where we taught them. I mean, halfway through they had a list of 100 items memorized forward, back, and out of order, which is fun, but how do you use that? Well, to your point, one of the things we talk about is presentation skills, and where a lot of people struggle is stress is the #1 killer of your memory, right? And so this is okay. You ever run to the grocery store and you run into somebody that you yes, Rob, I shop for groceries, but you run into somebody. It's always in the frozen food section, by the way. Like you run into somebody that you know, and you know them, and they're like, "Hey, Aaron, how are you? It's good to see you." And you totally do that. "Hey, you, what's up, lady?" Right? And then you totally freak out because you're stressed out. And then an hour later, you're driving down the road, and all of a sudden your brain's like, "Hey, you want that name now?" You're like, "No, I don't want it now. I needed it an hour ago." But you're relaxed. Your mind is totally free and relaxed and thinking of other stuff, and all of a sudden it pops right back in. So we've actually, one of the things we do is we teach them how to use their memory the way it's designed to be used. So helping people learn how to think in pictures and apply really crazy action and emotion to these pictures to help them remember things. And so in doing that, they gain a lot of confidence in their memory. And obviously confidence is the biggest competitor to stress. I guess competitor's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Can't think of the word. It'll come to me in a second.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, basically we help people just kind of build confidence in their memory to the point where we teach them a methodology for taking key points of information and filing it either around their body or around the room so that they can have a conversation like this, but in the background you think about, okay, I gotta think about this next. And just coming up with triggers to help them just approach scenarios more confidently, with better poise, and then ultimately they perform a lot better.
Yeah.
We got story after story, win after win. People, one client of ours, she called me out of the blue. She goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know I used the memory training you taught me. I was asked to introduce someone into dinner for a chamber event." I'm like, "Okay, that's great. That didn't sound like a huge deal." She goes, "Yeah, it wasn't until they told me it was 60 people, and then 300 people showed up for this dinner, and they had given me this just hodgepodge of facts, like just a bullet point." She goes, "So I memorized a bunch of them, and then just kind of dove in a little bit. At the end, I had a bunch of people asking me how long I had been a professional." She owns a manufacturing company. She's like, "I don't speak publicly." She goes, "I had more than 3 people come up to me and ask me how long I'd been a professional speaker because of how eloquently I was able
That's
to do
amazing.
it. It was incredible." I'm like, "I don't get that feedback, and I am a professional speaker." And then we had one guy, another client of mine is an accident reconstruction engineering firm. So building collapses, these guys get sent out to do all the tests and evaluate what was the cause. Because basically it's anywhere from thousands to millions of dollars in insurance claims that are going to be paid out or not paid out depending on their findings. And so they're deposed all the time. Half their time is spent on site, the other half of their time is in court. Yeah, and so if you're I'm not a lawyer, but I have it on good authority that it's not so much that I'm right, but I got to prove that you're wrong. Like that's kind of the basis of being in court, right? And so this one client was being deposed, and he had memorized the 6 key points of this case, and had a conversation just like this with the attorney, and got an email later that day saying, "Hey, we won the case. The judge was so convinced that you were right because of how calmly and clearly you communicated all the key points and key findings that I think we just won the case based on your deposition. You weren't looking at the notes." So
it becomes persuasive.
It's totally. And so it's just, and it's fun. It's, look, there's something fun about, oh my God, that person remembered. You're at a cocktail party and like, oh my God, Steve remembers me. It just builds relationships. It's foundation for building relationships, and it's what makes the world go round.
I don't think a lot of people think about it that way. Like, memory, how it can impact your professional life, your personal life.
Yeah. I tell people, I have conversations with the boss all the time. Look, there's nobody under your roof that wouldn't benefit from a more powerful memory. Right? There's nothing. I'm in the process of going through a loan application at my bank, and I've worked with this bank, and I'm ready to go back to the guy I worked with and go, it's time to have me back, because your people are dropping the ball. It's little things like that, right? As a customer, if I'm going through a loan application, there's a bunch of steps. I'm telling you the same thing 3 and 4 times, it's not reflecting well on you.
Yeah. You know who else could use that? Realtors.
They are my second largest group, third largest group I work with. Dentists, financial advisors, and realtors are the biggest, because it's presentation skills, it's remembering homes, it's remembering details about the people that are, the buyers.
Right.
You gotta remember all the different, what are they really looking for? 4-bedroom, 3-bath, white picket fence, room from the garage for my Audi, and like all those little things that people wanna hear.
Right.
And this person knows me. And then, that's where they build their referral business from.
Right.
It's not rocket science. Build a relationship, make people like you and trust you, not make them, get them to like you and trust you, provide value, everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
And so what tools do you have in your toolbox? What wrenches do you have in your toolbox to help you with that? And that's what we do, is we give people, we either help you sharpen the tools you have, or we give you new tools.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what's your story? How did you professionally get into this?
This is all.
Go there.
Yeah, no, this is one of my favorite things to talk about, because I love talking about me.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yes, when I get asked this all the time. So 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago, I straight up needed a job. I used to work in the bicycle industry. I used to work for Schwinn GT Mongoose, and I'd spent 10 or 12 years in the bicycle industry, working with a bunch of different suppliers up in Wisconsin. And my job at the time was relocated. We were living in Madison. My job was relocated to Bethel, Connecticut. My wife was 6 months pregnant with our twins, and I wasn't super confident in the direction of the company. And so, I'll never forget this. We went out and checked the place out, and my wife, in her 6 months of pregnancy, goes, "So do you want to get divorced now or in 2 years? Like, which would you prefer?" Like, so I'll take the severance, right? And so in the meantime, I'd met the owners of Freedom Personal Development a couple years prior at one of those murder mystery dinner parties. You know what I mean? Where everybody dresses up. Yeah, like we're all dressed up, and we were mutually infatuated with each other, because I thought it was amazing that they were professional speakers, because I have no shame. So I was always called on, whenever we had dealer meetings or events, people were just like, "Rob, we need you. Get behind the mic, just do your thing." Like, what do you want me to do? Just do your thing. So it's just, I'm not saying it's easy for me, but it's easier when you have no shame.
Natural.
Yeah, sure. So anyway, and then one of the guys was training for Ironman, so he thought it was amazing that I worked in the bike industry. So fast forward a couple of years later, neighbor that hosted the party, I'm out mowing the lawn, like, "Hey, do you remember Roger and Eric?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "They're looking for somebody, I think you'd be good at it." So called them up, interviewed, turned out we all lived on the same street. Like, unbeknownst, they knew.
Weird.
It was really weird. Here, I was equidistant, and so we're like, okay, clearly there's something bigger going on here. So interviewed, ended up being a really good fit. I'm a product of the product. I had no background in personal development or professional development. I went to some one-day Get Motivated Now seminar where my biggest takeaway was don't eat mayonnaise. Like that was, I was not, you cannot come from a more different, opposite background. So I kind of just jumped in. I'm like, all right, I got 2 kids I got to take care of. I got a family now, let's do this. So I kind of dove in and really learned the content that we share with people, and just have a blast. Just be myself, and like I said, fly around and meet a ton of people, help them figure out ways to be better versions of themselves, and yeah, it's good.
So what does the term independent professional mean to you? Because that's what I'm hearing that you are. I mean, you're kind of, you have this company that you're under the umbrella of, but it sounds like you have a lot of freedom to kind of develop your own way of communicating these programs to people.
Totally.
Plus you're on your own, flying around,
Yes.
What does that mean to you? as far as a career, like having the freedom.
Yeah, I get to choose my own adventure. When books, when we were kids.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love those when I was a kid. I get to choose my own adventure. I'm clear on what I want. Right? I want to work every day in some great. So I do that. Work every day. I find the groups of people that I find the people that I want to work with, and I connect with them. And to use your word, I have the freedom to do whatever I want, wherever I want, whenever I want, and it's amazing. I love it. It's 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, and I'm not stressed about having to be at the office. There's value in this for me, so I'm here to do it. And I get to go out and I'm in charge. It's my life, and I can do whatever I want with it, and that's awesome. I have a company that I am responsible for, or I contribute to in a leadership role, and then it's totally up to me as far as how productive I can be.
So was 25 North up to you, or did your company find this place to hold some of your programming?
I found out about 25N. I'm local, so I found out about 25N and talked to Chamber and some other folks who are members, and then when I found out about what's available in the membership, as a club member, I have to host events. You get to host events. Here we go. So it's selfishly, I live 4 minutes from this place, so when it comes to hosting an event, I'm totally cool with a 4-minute commute. And then there's some days too. It's nice. Aside from hosting events, I work out of my house. I got a brutal 14-step commute to my office upstairs. But sometimes Daddy's got to get out of the house, so it's nice to have another place to come and get some stuff done. I'm super productive when I get here. When I come here, it's pretty bad. It's kind of funny. I talk to my wife all the time. I'm like, honey, I love being home, but I'm really productive. I can nestle myself in the corner and just get a lot of stuff done. So, and then there's just great people around. It's fun it's nice to have. I haven't worked in an office for 7 or 8 years, 9 years, and it's nice to have a break, right? Our brains can only focus on something for so long before we need to take a break, and so it's nice to be able to go, hey Ken, how's it going? Hey John, it's great to be able to commiserate, and not that we want to throw off people's concentration,
right?
But we all need breaks. We need that. There's a big social aspect that I enjoy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what is the most frequently asked question about what you do? I know that we covered a lot already, but what's really out there that you get questions about?
So the 2 questions I get all the time are, how do I remember people's names, and are you like Tony Robbins? So I tell people I'm like there's somewhere between little and zero hot coals that you run across in our programs. But I'm maybe as polarizing, so that's fun. No, but yes and no, right? We do.
Right.
If you need that kind of help, yeah, I do a lot of that stuff, and it's not $10,000, which is great. And then the other question is, I suck at names. How do I remember names? And everybody does. And so, how do I answer that question? Is I tell people to just slow down and listen to the person. I know, super. What? But no, because you're.
Listen.
Yeah, no, your brain. Well, what happens is, so I'm not a doctor, right? This is my joke. The only letters after my name are my last name. I have zero clinical experience, but I know what I've read. And our brains are designed to multitask. Our brains think rapid fire. So what happens is you're walking up to somebody, you're meeting someone for the very first time. Either A, you're already thinking about 4 other things, or you have this negative self-talk, which is another one of your brain's tendencies. We're like, oh, so I don't remember names. I don't think I remember this person's name. And then they open their mouth and it's in one ear, right out the other. Like, what? 5 seconds there, you have no idea what their name was. It's not because you have a bad memory. It's because you would benefit from improving your listening skills. We'll put it that way. Keep it in the positive. And then you got to repeat that person's name back to them too. You got, Aaron. Nice to meet you, Aaron. And not in a creepy Aaron way, but just that you are. Nice to meet you. And that those 2 things I tell people Like that'll clear up 85% of that. I forgot your name, 5 seconds after later thing from ever happening again.
Thanks for the free advice.
You are welcome.
So tell us about the beer thing.
The beer. Oh, yes, you know about the beer thing.
I've heard.
I have donated a lot of beer to 25 Minute last year. So as Uber puts it, I've got a side hustle.
All right, yeah.
And I having worked in the bicycle industry, I've got a lot of tools and know-how to fix and repair bicycles. And so I offer bicycle repair and tune-ups. And if people want to, they can compensate me in beer. So it's called Beers for Gears, shameless promotion. And it's a ton of fun because I've actually partnered with the Tuscan market in town here.
Oh.
And so they know what I like. And so people say, well, who do I pay you? I say, just go see Colin, just go see the folks at Tuscan. And they walk in and they go, I need payment for Rob. And they go, here you go. And so he makes money selling beer. I get the beer. Person gets a great deal on the tune-up. And so I'm just one guy. And you know, I'm not getting any younger, so I know how much, I know what beer's going to do to me as I get older. And so, you know, there's more in the inventory than I can do. So I'm happy. Yeah, it's just, it's, you know, and then it helps create community, right? Like who doesn't like sitting around on a Friday afternoon drinking some beers? I would have beers with me all the time.
You just pull it out of your pocket.
Yeah, like, how's it lunch?
Nice.
Crack it.
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Probably something you ask.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, funny if you ask this question instead of asking it. I think I'm doing a very similar version. I'm doing a lot of what I'm doing now, just at the next tier. So the groups I'm getting in front of are maybe a little larger. The level of influence I'm having on people is a little bit greater. I see, this is not an ego thing, but I've seen a lot more referral business and people going, hey, oh, you haven't had Robb in it? Oh, you gotta have it. That's great work. And so, but again, just doing a lot of the, and then what comes, you know, the byproduct comes from that. You go, if I go deliver a ton of value and people, and connect with people, you know, they'll hopefully want to do more work with me. And so if I'm doing more coaching, fantastic. And if my availability is less, then fees might go up, but whatever. But I see that, and then at the same time, I see myself having a lot more downtime. I mean, it's the cool part about my job is based on how I do it, I've got a fair amount of free time, and so I see myself having more free time and doing more big things. So taking the families on bigger vacations or getting back into some of the endurance things I like to do on a more frequent basis. And then continue to grow our company. I'd really like to see that scale up. It's been ebbs and flows in size of the company and number of people working with us and revenues, and I'd like to continue to flow and continue to do that. That'd be a fun, like 5-10 years from now, go, yeah, I helped build a company from X to Y, and I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Nice.
So, what is like one last thing that you would like the public to know about you or what you do in conclusion? In conclusion. I shared this with a group 2 weeks ago and we laughed about it, and then people kind of got it afterwards, is get help. No, this is really, it's just, I learned this from a friend. It's something that we kind of teach indirectly and share indirectly, and then when my friend Kirk verbalized it, it really made a lot of sense. He said, and I said earlier, human beings by design aren't made to figure it out on their own. And we're only, you can read whatever you want, you can listen whatever you want, like you're gonna get so far. And we literally all have untapped potential. And it sounds corny and cheesy to some people, and then it doesn't to other people. I don't know what group anyone's in, but if you're interested in getting you're only going to get so far on your own. And in order for you to get to the next level, you got to get help. And help might be learning a new skill. Help might be hiring a coach. Help might be getting out of your house and coming to some co-working space where you can meet somebody that you never would have met, and then who knows, choose your own adventure, right? And so because a lot of people get hung up on the idea that like the go it alone mentality, it's actually one of the common denominators of unsuccessful people. And so the sooner, the quicker, the more willing you are to embrace help and assistance, the quicker you're going to find the success that you really want to have. And so
man, if I can help you with that, awesome. If I can introduce you to somebody that can help you with that, still awesome.
Well,